Hey, good evening, everybody that is here. We're just waiting on Joe and Angela to show on up, and we'll get going. We'll get moving and grooving here. Hey, good evening, everybody that is here. We're just waiting on Joe. Just waiting on a few. Hey, Alicia, how are you? What's going on with hey, Alicia, what's going on with DB? It's good to see you there. Angela, our afternoon host, is coming in. Angela, never on time. Never. You're playing WoW. What's WoW? What the heck is WoW? Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Let's see what's going on here. World of Warcraft. I've never played any of those games. Matter of fact, I haven't played many games in the last 20 years. I play a couple of things on my phone, but there's one game that I'm pretty addicted to. It's called Homescapes, which is pretty crazy. It's ballistic. It's a match game thing, you know. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Radio Dark. It's SNSN at night. Basically, we're a little less PC here at night. We have a couple of people like Joe that was supposed to be here. I'm wondering if he's going to pop in. I just sent him a message because God knows you're not here to see me. Hey, Becky, how are you? Like I said, you're not here to see me. You're here for, I'm sure you're here to see Joe. So we're just waiting on for him today to come on. He was on this morning, along with a couple other people, and we talked about a little bit of time travel and a little bit of cryptocurrency, which is that market's going up and down and up and down. Matter of fact. Dogecoin. I got the hell out of Dogecoin, to be honest with you, today. I waited and I waited and I waited and I didn't think it was going to go anywhere else, but and I guess it still hasn't. So I kind of got out of it. Then we talked about the volatility in the market and stuff. I'm doing great, Becky. But you know, Becky, you know about that stuff too, about the whole crypto market, and it's just batshit. It's going up and down and up and down, and not really going anywhere in the last week. I mean, Bitcoin just topped 50,000 again. Dogecoin, oh, look at that! It's at 48 cents. Figures I sell, and now it goes back up again. They say Doge to the moon. Doge hasn't even gotten to Alabama yet, so we'll see what happens there. A lot of stuff going on in the local scene here, here in Connecticut. How many of you folks I don't think there's many of you in here really from Connecticut. I think you're all over the country right now, really even local to where we are in Eastern Connecticut. Who's stuck in time, Alicia? Gas prices are going up. That's for sure. They're over $3. I don't know what are the prices in your neck of the woods, in your part of the country. They are soaring. Now, this is nothing political or anything like that, but I will say, and I think you can't disagree. As soon as the election was over, that's when gas prices started to zoom on up again. So the only thing that's going to the freaking moon right now are gas prices. So it's a little over $3 here in Connecticut for standard regular. In a lot of places, sometimes you'll find it like at $2.89 or $2.95, but $3.29 in Groton, Connecticut. Ooh. Okay, that's. Are you talking about? Is that like premium, or is that just like regular? Well, while she figures out how she wants to answer that, regular $3.29. Holy crap! Um, did anybody hear or see the the new CDC guidelines where they're talking about you don't have to wear a mask anymore if you've been inoculated. You don't have to wear a mask, and a lot of times you don't have to wear it. They're saying inside either, and social distancing is starting to go away. Well, there's a couple of caveats to that, and you got to be careful on that. And I did a little digging. The whole mask thing that the CDC said you don't have to do. You got to remember too. The states, each individual state have their own regulations, and they have their own executive orders from their governors. In Connecticut, that's true. How are they supposed to know who is vaccinated and who is not? And that's pretty much Alicia just said. Is the honor system. That's the only thing that you can think about there. The CDC can only recommend. That's right, Jeremy. If for some reason you go to a restaurant or whatever, and they say that you still need to wear a mask, well, then it's their rules. Same thing in Connecticut. Like if you're in Connecticut, the executive orders still supersede what the CDC says. Now, that's not saying that the CDC is not going to go ahead and or the states are not going to adopt the CDC's recommendations. We don't know. I know in Connecticut here, what happens is the different health departments throughout the state, they go on recommendations of the state health department and go from there. So whether or not that's gonna the CDC is gonna have any effect on that, I'm not sure. So what about your state? Was there any effect on your state where you are? It's 9:08. No Angela, no Joe. So I'm going to rely on you guys to talk back with me here because I need somebody to talk to. Let's see here. Gas prices way up. CDC says woohoo. Angela says, I'm on my way home trying to make it in time. I might be a few minutes late. That's what she said. Well, it's 10 after now. But I do want to thank people for joining in today and hanging out here with us on Radio Dark. Alicia and Christine and Jeremy and Alicia and Christine and it's the same people. I just keep reading over and over. And Linda and Becky and Jennifer But I'd love to know like what state you're in and what they're saying as far as recommendations. Hey, Roxana in Indiana. So, Roxana, what's going on in Indiana as far as mask wearing inside and out? I did not see Joe on Instagram earlier today after my show. He was on with us this morning, which you know. Jess says she's in Florida, and it's a free for all. I heard that was pretty much the same way in Texas too. He was upset. I don't know anything about that. Was he upset about the crypto pricing, or is that what's going on here? The market's just going nutso. A tweet. I don't. I don't really tweet, so I have no idea. I don't really do a lot on Twitter. Indiana has good with mask wearing, but we have not heard any guidance yet. I bet they adopt the CDC guidance though. Not sure who Elon Musk is. let's look up this tweet. Let's see if we can find anything. Let's see. Am I even signed in on Twitter on this account? Probably not. No. Let's see. We can figure it out. Right, not there. I'm gonna find this though. I wasn't even sure that I didn't even know that Joe was even on Twitter. So, Linda, what are you saying that it was a tweet? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What's that, Becky? Linda, do you have a camera on your Hey, Kimberly, how are you? Let's try something new. All right, Linda, go ahead and click that link that I just put there. Click that link. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. I haven't been on Twitter. I mean, I don't really have a lot of value with Twitter for crying out loud. You didn't see the link that I just posted in the room there? It says StreamYard.com. Well, I didn't. I don't really. I don't go on Twitter much at all. I think it's great for celebrities, or to get some news out there. But I'm not a Twitter fan. I'm not one of those fans that will sit there and just click through Twitter and use it for whatever reason. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to Joe after the show at all. Once in a while, we'll text back and forth. So I'm sorry about this, folks. I, had a couple of people both decide not to show tonight. So I can't even tell you. Angela hasn't made it. She's my afternoon host on SNSN, and Joe haven't. Joe's gone MIA. So, oh, I'm sure he's okay. It's I'm sure he's fine. It was supposed to be Joe Kimberly, but haven't heard from him. I sent him a couple of messages, and they were not returned. So he was on this morning. Yeah, it happens. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So let me guys ask. Let me. You know what? Let's switch the subject. I have and this really could could be anywhere. Do you guys? I mean, if you guys live in a small town, you'll understand where I'm coming from with this. Every so often, what happens is that there's some sort of flavor of the week, flavor of the month. Where residents will complain and they'll get on their high horse in their soapbox. I do the same thing sometimes. And in our little town, at first it was well, it's been a whole bevy of things. But right now, we have the opportunity to bring in these data centers into our home area, and we're finding that a lot of people have issues with that. And everybody is you can have your opinion, but when you're looking at a small town that could be paying upwards of $2 million a year plus over $1 million in permits and fees just to get here, that's a big bank account for a small town. Do you have any of these data centers where you are? If you do they affect your local community? So I'll tell you right now, our little town needs the tax base. It definitely needs the tax base. AT&T. Okay, so you have so what is it like? I mean, is it disruptive to your community, Roxana? A data center is a big, like in a lot of cases, 100,000 square feet, 75,000 square feet building. And what they are, they just transfer data from one part of the country to another. Everything about data and data transfer, people want it boom, boom, boom. They want it in milliseconds, and that's what these centers do. Let me see if I can. bring something up. All right, here, what I'm going to show you here is pretty much what a data center hallway from a company called Got Space Data. So take a look at that. That's basically what it is. A whole bunch of computers, drives and hard drives, whatever. And this is the company that wants to come into our area. Tons of money. So right now they have data centers in Groton, 2 of them, Norwich, the 2 sites in Griswold that they're looking at, 2 sites in Wallingford and 1 in Basra. So they're around. And each building will you will actually have 40 to 60 people working in it. So if you have 10 buildings, you're looking at about 600 employees, 400 to 600 employees, which is pretty big, especially for a small town like us, where we have about 13,000 people in our town. Linda, were you unaware of that? Kimberly, how large is your town that you're in? And Roxana, that's true. A lot of these companies, they create a lot of jobs. Data is big business these days, and will always be until we just click our heels 3 times and be able to telepathically talk to one another. Don't think that's not coming someday. So let's get rid of that. Will it increase the level of cancer from all the high-powered lines? Who knows? I mean, that's something that be a good question to ask at a town meeting. And there is going to be a town meeting in June in our neck of the woods that you can certainly ask. Hey, Roxana, do you have a camera on your computer? All right, I just sent you a link in Messenger. Click that and join me. Click it. There's a few questions I want to ask you. Ooh, is it dark tonight? I'm all excited. I got myself a one of those heaters on the porch. Kind of looks like a tall guy with a Chinese guy with one of them Chinese on it. Runs on propane. I have the warmest patio in all of the lands. Got to get one of those. They're really cheap. You can get them right at Walmart for like $99. Good night, Alicia. Okay, so I think we have. We're gonna step into karaoke now. Here we go. So Angela, only 30 minutes late. We'll be on in a couple of minutes. Becky, where are you? It's 90 there. It's 90 there right now. Where is it almost 90? It hit like 65 here. It's supposed to be like that tomorrow too. Well, look at that. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi. How are things in Indiana?
They're good.
They're good.
They're good. The weather's getting warmer. Can't complain.
So what I wanted to ask you about basically is, we're talking about, now I started talking about local business, and you are somebody that wants to come back to your hometown, your home village, and create a business. And it sounds like you're not all that excited about it anymore.
Well, I'm from Connecticut, just so if anybody's out there, so they don't judge me. I was raised there.
Judge you?
I don't want to be judged, for having my thoughts about it.
Oh, you're from Connecticut?
Yeah, I'm from Connecticut. Can you believe it? So I have tried to get back home a couple of times, and I've tried to think about different businesses and, different things that I could do. I've been pretty successful out here with that.
Mm-hmm.
However, it makes it, I've noticed being on the outside now looking in that it is way harder to, if I think that you would have to move away for a long time to see what I'm talking about. People really don't want the change there. And there are things that I can understand why. For instance, it's, a really beautiful place. You guys have the mountains, the ocean, you have all of these things going on that make the state really beautiful. But then you have very high taxes, no new infrastructure, things like that. So when I go back home, I'm a little freaked out by how scared people are of change. And it's not just the people that live there, it's like the people that run these places. And so if you were to come here, that's not like that here at all. If they see a building and it has to be knocked down, they just knock it down, they put a new one up, and boom, you're just going. So that's kind of how it is. I see that Joe is on now.
Yeah. Joe, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. I
heard you're angry.
Yeah, pretty pissed off today.
What happened? I heard it was I don't know, somebody said it was a tweet but nobody wanted to start any kind of rumors or anything. So
yeah, I'm just baffled that one man has so much power. I get on the back end, I get all of everyone's concern that they've lost so much money, and this is all like publicity stunt, and this guy's an asshole. I can say asshole on dark, right?
You can say asshole.
Yeah, this guy's nothing but a dick lick, and I'm angry.
That's a new made up word there, dick lick.
Yeah.
I mean, what can I say? Like, this guy, I just don't know, man.
Creating vocabulary one show at a time. Today's word is dick lick.
One tweet at a time,
Use it in a sentence. Elon Musk has become a dick lick.
He's a major dicklick.
I
Well,
don't know what happened, so I
Well,
won't. I mean, I
here's what it
prefer.
is. Like let's call it what it is. You know, he did this great thing for crypto by accepting Bitcoin,
Hmm.
and that was a good move. You know, on the backside of it, you know, Bitcoin ran to all time highs after that, and you know everybody's dancing in the streets, and a lot more money came into crypto. But this is very self-serving because now he can accumulate Bitcoin at a huge discount, so he becomes richer. People boycott Tesla out of anger. He can then buy that stock back at a discount, become richer.
mhm.
Like, I mean, it's just a you know, it's just a crock, man. And yeah, you know, I'm good. I made sure that I went into my personal holdings, and I do have some traditional stocks, and I made sure I liquidated the Tesla shares that I had, and because I'm that guy, you know, I'm that guy that's like, oh yeah, well, I won't spend my money there. So,
Well, I think a lot of people that had Doge, you know, and you know, as soon as he went on Saturday Night Live, everything tanked.
Hmm.
Everything tanked. I mean, Bitcoin dropped down. It's been going back. It just topped 50,000 again. Like I don't know what, half an hour ago.
yeah, but if it doesn't hold 50,000, you know, this could be a $43,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, but it was up to like 56, 57,
Hmm.
and then it went. Meow. And now even Doge right now. And I know Joe, you've never been a Doge fan.
No,
Um, even though you made a
but
little Doge here and there, but see now it's higher than it's been in since last Saturday.
well, because he came out with another tweet a couple hours ago,
Yeah.
and he ran the price up there. Like, I have, like, you know, a disdain for this guy now. Like, I've never downed Elon. People wanted to lump him in, you know, with Bezos and Gates, and you know, try to pull him in all of this conspiracy. And I've never once said anything negative. You know, at one point I told people I think he's an asset to humanity. Like, you know, he's just like all the rest. I mean, why the market tanked so bad, I have no clue. You know, but I think it was you know, a concerted effort from a lot of different people. You know, I do.
Right.
There, you can spot all of this. You can see what wallets are dropping what on exchanges, and a lot of money was dumped on, or I'm sorry, a lot of Bitcoin was dumped on Binance. These are whales trying to run the price down so they can buy more. You know, and the people that benefit are unfortunately the people that really don't need to benefit. You know, they're already very well off. So
Well,
that's
he's
just my
always been.
piece.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been a loose cannon, though. I mean, he always
Yeah, I
has been.
mean, but I saw him as this Tony Stark-esque type individual, and I don't believe that's the case. I think he's a douchebag just like all the rest of them. But
There's a lot
really,
of those.
you know, what is my 2 cents really doesn't matter. So in the grand scheme of things,
Um, what is Dicklick for 500, please?
Elon.
The answer is Elon Musk.
There you go.
What kind of Dicklick has the power to make prices go up and down?
It's just pretty wild how one person can say something and have that much control.
Yeah.
That's
Over
pretty crazy.
something that's supposed to be decentralized.
Hmm.
Like, it totally goes against everything crypto is. So, pardon me if I didn't sleep much last night because I had all these alerts going off because I trade now. That's what I do. So I had all these alerts going off and I'm trying to wake up at 1 o'clock and then 2:30 and 2:45 and it just I'm a little tired, but my rationale is still there. Like, this guy's a douche, and that's just what it is.
Well, this just in, Joe. Here is the holder of 28% of Bitcoin.
Yeah. You should have put a
It's Free
Tesla
Willy.
sign, Michael Saylor around there or something, riding Free Willy. Yeah.
Hey, what about, like, do you remember the Tootsie Roll commercials, Mike? Where, the owl would like be licking the Tootsie
1,
Roll pop?
2, 3.
There you go.
So what else is going on, Joe? It's been a long time since I've talked to you this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim didn't seem too enthralled today.
Yeah, I actually talked to him a little bit afterwards, and I said, Jim, you just don't seem like the normal Jim that I know. And I told him, I said, you even look a little tired, man.
Mm.
So Jim's 80 years old.
You mean that guy that's always in your that
Well,
lives there, that's in your station?
There's two of them. There's Paul.
Yeah.
And Paul he's 77.
Oh wow.
And Jim, who comes in, he's an older man. He has gray hair where the other guy doesn't, where Paul doesn't. He's 80.
I didn't realize. I mean, I knew that they were older. I just didn't realize that. So.
Yeah, it makes me feel younger. Makes me feel younger. Joe, how do you think? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I feel pretty old right now sitting here with Joe. So.
I'm pretty old myself.
Just 24.
Wow, 24.
Yeah. Add a couple decades to that.
Wow.
And hell, after, I mean, I'm in my 40s, going on 96. It feels like.
Well, I'd still like to be in my 40s.
Yeah, me too. That was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm closer to 60 than I am 50. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. It's all right.
No, it's not. Don't lie.
It is okay.
It is not all right.
What else are you going to do, Mike?
It's better than the alternative, yes. But I'm just saying it's not okay. Not okay.
You have to make it okay in your mind.
God.
You do.
Joe, let's talk time travel.
Okay.
You don't really want to talk about shit, do you?
I mean, I do have a very shitty disposition. You guys will see on the YouTube video that I'm posting right now. Like,
nice.
Yeah. It's one of those things, man, where I just this shit. Yeah.
I got a message today from somebody who watched the show afterwards and was talking about one of the comments that Sabina made. And she said, I'm worried it'll come down to having or not having my job. That's one thing. And she says, that's some pretty crazy shit. I'm not even putting my daughter in school. And she wants to know if she has to where the hell is it? Oh, here it is. I've got about halfway through your segment from this morning, and the child interrupts every 60 seconds, meaning Sabina's little girl.
Yeah.
She goes, what's the outcome? Should I take my family into hiding or what?
I mean, listen, put this puzzle together that's in front of you. You know, you have very hard economic times coming. I mean, they released inflation numbers today, and lo and behold, you know, they say 4%, but I got to think it's like 20. You know, that's designed to
Yep.
downplay it. So, you know, that's a reality. I mean, there's no getting away from it. Um, every time you try to get ahead, they squash it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're being bribed here in my state, my wonderful state of Ohio. You can have a night out on the town, on the state, if you get vaccinated. You know, you have all of this shit going on.
Aren't they also giving away lottery tickets?
Yeah, you can win $1 million. Yeah, you have a chance to win $1 million if you get vaccinated. So, like, this is the bribe phase. When this fails, the action phase is going to come into play, and that's playing out in Canada right now. And I've tried to, hit people to what's going on up there, because there's no way to get away from it. You know, it's coming to a backyard near you very soon.
When did that start in your timeline? Did it start in 2021? Is that what it, or did it start later?
Well, I mean, it started in the fall, but I was thinking today, just on a couple things that happened. Things seem so accelerated, man, and it's like all of this is happening in a span of months, and I'm worried that we're going to hit, we're going to get into next year and all hell's going to break loose, and it's just it's going to be a bad scenario. I don't know, man. I hope people are taking this serious, and it doesn't have to be what I say. Just, there's people that are speaking truth out there everywhere you look. Jim being one of them. And although he's 80 years old and he's a little different polish than others that are out there speaking truth, you just need to take from it whatever resonates with you and apply it. Because, guys, I mean, we're getting to a point that, I think we're past the point of the scales tipping not in our favor, but we're getting to a point where, you're going to have like a reality check that smacks you straight in the face. And people aren't ready. I talk to them every day. They're just not ready. So what happens when you're not ready? You fumble through this, and hopefully by the grace of God and all that you make it through.
So now, considering what's going on now and how things are escalating, what year could you equate it to in your timeline? Same or
No, I would say we're in the, well, I mean, on some aspects, if I was to say on average, um year 1 being 2020, year 10 being 2030, I would say we're at like a 3, and it's in some aspects. Some things seem farther along, others haven't come to fruition yet, but they will. Just give it a little bit of time. I mean, it's gearing up. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know why. It's, for the most part, everything's been mirrored, and since November of last year, things have kind of got a little out of whack. So, yeah.
there are a billion different people claiming to be time travelers
Yeah.
all over the place. A lot of them are on social media, particularly TikTok, right?
Yep. That's the
So,
hotbed.
yes. One prediction, or I don't even want to say it's a prediction, it's what they say is going to happen, is next year, supposedly, we are going to be visited and by a group of aliens, and they're going to be out there
Yeah.
called the Nirons or the Neurons.
Ooh.
No, yes, no.
Ooh. That's a big word. Neurons. It almost sounds like neuron, which
Right. It says 2022, the existence of aliens, also known as neurons or NIRONS, will be revealed publicly.
clowns.
Would you say clowns?
Clowns. All those time traveler guys are clowns.
They're clouds.
Clowns like this clown right here. They're clowns.
You know, like Bozo the clown.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the cloud.
Yep. They you know, they put on the makeup, you know, the filters and stuff on TikTok, and they dance around and shit, so you pay them attention. They have no idea what they're talking about. You know? I've actually like had conversations and done lives with some of these time travelers. And they're like, "Oh yeah, man, got a fellow time traveler in the live." Like, and I want to say, man, you really you aren't doing any of this any justice, man. You're just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I'm getting a live phone call. Hello. Hi. I'm doing a show. Yes, we do a show at 9 at night.
Radio
Because-
Dark.
It's called Radio Dark. My daughter wants to know what my work schedule's like. HE hockey sticks. Go to us on YouTube. Oh, well, I'll call you back in a little bit. Okay. What? Yeah, and we're gonna have lunch with Chelsea on Saturday. All right. Love you, little girl. All right, bye. She was calling me. Hold on a minute. Say that again.
I just said, call me when you're done with your late night TED talk or whatever.
With my late night TED talk. Okay, I don't know what to say. She's my 14-year-old. I mean, what do you want me to do?
She's awfully cute, though.
She's adorable.
She
I
is.
know. Thank you.
Here?
Yeah, that's all right. There's nothing wrong
Who's
with
that?
being
Who am I talking
confident.
That is Roxy in Indiana. That is currently
In
talking.
Indiana. Hey.
Hey,
Hey
not
there.
Indiana. What?
Rihanna, you should really come on the show once.
I'm Rihanna
Yeah.
from my bedroom.
It's Rihanna from her bedroom.
Oh, I finally unplugged my Christmas tree.
Oh, you did, huh? It's only May.
Yeah.
All right. I'll call you back in a little bit, honey bunch.
I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. She's so funny. She's really very entertaining.
She sounds a lot like you, actually.
She's just the
She's something
spitting
else.
image. Yeah. So Joe, we're not going to have any alien invasions before the year 2026. Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you.
What about so far? Supposedly this year we're going to get Goliath 1N, the biggest tornado ever recorded.
Oh shit, Goliath.
hmm And also this year, the big one, California's biggest earthquake.
Oh, so you get two of the biggest this
Yeah,
year.
but they're like the Doublemint twins.
You know, I no.
Does California ever fall into the ocean?
Unfortunately, no. It doesn't. At least, after 2030, I don't know. Like it could fall in the very next day. I don't know. But
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you get all these time travelers, and they're trying to be, all romantic. They're romanticizing all of these events. But the fact of the matter is, there's not really a whole lot, is there, except for just the way the world is changing and what the narrative is.
yeah.
And I'm just trying to figure out, like, when you're talking about aliens, like, what is an alien to you? Like, because, for instance, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me about 6 months ago. And I don't know what's real and not real. My daughter's like, "Oh my god, oh my god." So I went to sleep one night, and I was transported to this very white place. It was super sanitary, and I wasn't talking to these beings that were around me, but I like knew them, and I wasn't unhappy to see them. It was really weird. And then this main alien walks in to the room, and I was happy to see this alien, and it was really weird. And telepathically, uh I believe it was a female. She was like, "You're going to be fine." I was like, "Oh, okay." And they opened up my mouth and took something out of my mouth, and I was perfectly fine with it. And then I came back and I woke up. What is
Wow.
that?
I mean, I told you guys I was going to buy a Tesla.
Oh yeah,
But
done.
anyway, what do you think that have you heard of people like having those types of experiences?
Um,
Was that a
you know,
dream where you just don't care?
well, I have like these things on occasion, that I know are not dreams, but more than likely I'm asleep and physically here, and they never really speak to me or anything, but it's very symbolic. Like what I don't know what taking from the mouth. I don't know what that is, but it's those things that you want to focus on, because that's how, like, if I don't remember all of this stuff. Like I don't have, this fantastic memory. And I mean, huge events, of course, but sometimes they'll inform me of something, and then I'll just remember this cascading set of events. And it's symbolic, the way I don't want to call it a dream, but we'll go with dream, just for this case.
Mm-hmm.
The way the dream unfolds, some weird thing like that happens. And so yeah, I mean, maybe you've had interaction on some level before, and they're trying to tell you something. I know that sounds totally absurd, but
My older daughter, when I told her about it, she was like freaking out. It was weird because it was like all like weird telepathic, and it's like I'd seen them before. You know what I mean? That's what was weird. is I wasn't afraid,
You
and they
felt comfortable.
yeah, and they took something from my mouth. I don't know.
That part I would try to focus on.
Yeah,
'Cause that means something somewhere, somehow. That means something. Hey,
maybe they're trying to
Stella.
get me to shut up. No, I don't know.
No, when you say they took something from your mouth, did they take something and possibly replace it with something else?
Yeah,
There you
possibly.
go.
I
That's
don't know
sweetie.
if they, like it was. I didn't feel anything. I was perfectly happy to let them do it too. That's what the weird thing was, is I was happy to let them do it, and I opened up my mouth. It was on the left side where
So
they,
pretty.
they did something to the left side of my mouth, and then they like released me, and then I woke up.
No, no, Joe, does that sound familiar?
No, but I think she should focus on the mouth, and I wonder what that is. Stella got a haircut today, guys. She's all pretty. Look at
Oh,
her.
hey, Stella. My dogs are going in next month. They look like old men right now, but
What you doing?
I mean, I'm
Hey,
just
you
curious
love
to
me?
know if anybody else out there has had that experience. So
not me. Not
apparently
me.
Joe hasn't.
No, but I've had my share of experience. I
Mm,
promise you. Yeah, I mean, I've had those weird dreams. We're going to call them dreams. So, and like I said, they're always passing me some kind of information. So,
mm,
if I was to give you any advice, I would try to figure out what the hell they were pulling out of your mouth and why, what it was, and maybe it's symbolic for, I don't know, maybe your speech or your voice, because we're
mm.
we're in a time where it's not okay to have a voice. I just told everyone, like, hey, we're just going to talk financial stuff on the discords and stuff going forward, and of course I couldn't hold my tongue on the discord. I had to just let it rip.
Mm.
So I don't know, I would focus on that though, because there's something there, something important.
That's a
Do,
good thought.
Roxy, do you have like a scar or anything like that, or?
Um, I have extremely weird headaches, and I've had to go. They were trying to figure out what was going on with me here, and I ended up having to go to Connecticut, and it took them 9 months in Connecticut to try to come up with a diagnosis for my condition, and it's so rare. Like everybody was, and still like tries to figure it out. But I have issues generally uh, with 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 my mouth and the like these weird pains um, in my head, and I don't know. I've never really had anybody look for a scar anywhere, but it was weird because I feel like I was there with them before, and for some reason I just didn't mind them going in there and doing stuff. I almost feel like they've done it before.
Well,
Oh,
one
Anella
of the
said.
things. I'm sorry. One of
No, I was
one
going
of
to
the
say
things.
Anella on the board says maybe that was your subconscious higher self telling you about something in that area.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of issues with it, with pain and various things. They've come up with a diagnosis of hemicrania continua with occipital neuralgia. They've come up with all these different things. They can't even use like normal medications for me. It's more like high blood pressure medication,
Hmm.
beta blockers, oxygen tanks, that sort of thing. So, and I mean, it could have been my higher self, saying something. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, I mean, we all know. I mean, Joe's talked about it in the past about him getting here, via alien technology. And he's had some experiences. Joe, do you want to share one or two of those? Oh, maybe Joe's not there.
It looks like he's on, but his picture isn't there.
There is Sabina. Sabina, welcome to the show. Becky, Hayden, Anella. Woo! The gang's all here. Sabina, I just want to let you know that you freaked one of our listeners out this morning. Freaked them right out.
So anyway, before I get off of here for the night, I want to tell you that I feel like at this time going, like, when I think about going home and opening up a business and everything else, I'm frightened of it. And because a lot of people, I think, are afraid of change. And like I said, it's not a bad thing, but sometimes taking a little risk is good for you.
Yeah,
those are my thoughts on the whole Connecticut thing, Mike. I'd love to go back home, but it's a head scratcher. And when I hear you talk, when you say like people compared the new bakery to the Aramonies, instead of people saying that bakery was so good for so many years and somebody new now has come in, and,
yeah, but
and
they're
I hear
already
all
gone.
these.
They're already gone. So
I know, and a lot of businesses are gone, and like I work really hard, and I'm thinking, gosh, I'm going to take all my money, and I'm going to go to Connecticut and open up a business, and it's going to fail because people are afraid of a little bit of change. So that's why I stay here in Indiana.
What kind of business are you looking at opening?
Well, I mean, I have I was in the food business here for a long time, and then I mean, I'm in the medical field now. But I had a catering company. I had I had a lot going on, and I could still do it here, but I would like to go back home. But I don't know if people would try to, measure me up with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because
no, I see. I think you kind of. I think you kind of missed the explanation with that. When it comes to here, the only thing that now, Joe, you got to understand, we had a bakery here for about 25 years that people are so hell bent about them leaving, and which they went out of business because the guy didn't want to do it anymore. He'd been doing it for tons of years, so he was just done.
And it was a great bakery.
It was a great bakery, but then another guy came in, and then all of a sudden, he wasn't like the previous folks. So all of a sudden, boom, he's basically run out of town after 1 year. So, but we're talking about just one business area. Now, what is it you're going to do, Roxana?
I don't really want to say.
Okay.
I don't blame you.
I don't
blame
you.
Want to say I don't want to say yet. So I'm still not ready to really tell anybody yet. But at one time I thought I was gonna go ahead and open up like a restaurant, and really, I mean, I've had a tremendous amount of training, like in French food and various things like that, but also tying it together with like a comfort level that was not too pricey, but was still really great. I've had all these things, and sometimes I just feel like I'm just probably never going to get back home again. only because I have family members that call me, and like everybody, I don't know. I feel like everybody, like it's like a struggle for everybody. Um, and so it's, you know, uh, so I'm thinking, well, probably that route's probably not good, because look how many restaurants went out just because of COVID. Like, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, COVID took a lot of people out.
Now,
Well, I
how does your
mean,
husband feel about moving back?
Oh, he's fine with it. He'll do whatever. He's actually next to me, but he'll do whatever. I mean, him and I both want to go back there because all of our grandkids and stuff are there.
Mhm.
But like the house that we live in now would probably be like 600,000 or more back home.
Mhm.
So you try to take everything into consideration, but then you miss your family, and so you're kind of stuck between this, you know, either you go back home and you suck it up and you pay the taxes and just do it, or you stay.
Joe, you were going to say something. I think I stomped on your feet there.
oh no, I passing thought. That's all.
Joe John says, is teleportation widely used, if at all, in 2030?
No.
Okay. Does it happen at all?
Human? No. I think that they make advances. I mean, not that I think they make advances with sending material, but not human.
What about alien?
I'm sure it exists.
Did they give you an idea of how far away from Earth they actually were, or where they come from? Did they communicate that with you at all, or?
I see it. Like I said, I came away from that exchange with some things, and like I feel like I've been there, but I haven't been there. It's weird. But yeah, I mean, I don't have coordinates or light years but I've seen it. If you follow what I'm saying,
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know.
Is there a second Earth?
Huh?
There's been a lot of stuff that I've been reading lately saying that there's actually a second Earth, which is the flat earthers say this, that there's one right next to us in a different dimension. Is that anything that I know these are really wild out questions, but then again, I'm talking to a time traveler, so how wild is that?
Right, yeah. I'm sure there's an endless amount of Earths if you're talking other dimensions, but yeah, not that I'm aware of.
What is one thing that you took away that is just other than everything, a real head scratcher for that they communicated to you? That makes no sense at all.
That we're special. that we have something that isn't found too often in the universe.
What is that specialty? Didn't that tell you?
Shit, I gotta be honest with you. I've been racking my brain for years. I would probably say
Compassion.
Our our ability to be how do I want to say this?
Kim, you and I are in the same wavelength on that one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe empathy or something. We have something that I think maybe had God, I don't even know how long they've been around. The feeling was a very long time. Very long time.
Were they an ancient civilization
Here on this planet, or
in general?
yeah, they've been around for a long time.
Did they build the pyramids?
I didn't get that info, but if I was a betting man, I would bet that human um, human ingenuity did not build the pyramids. Now, what the pyramids are, I don't know. You know, you've probably been down a few rabbit holes, power plants, and
I'm still there.
there's a lot of theory out there, but yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that they did, but I don't think that we did either.
Mm-hmm.
I did get that there's just an abundance of life everywhere. And when I say life, I don't mean, your standard definition of life. I'm talking intelligent life. There's an abundance out there. And why we're special, I have no clue.
Well, I guess every society or every species, has their own uniqueness or everything, and there's always something special about everything.
What about the food supply? Is that going to change at all?
Yeah.
It's already changing.
You're gonna it's like what we're about to embark on is nothing you've ever experienced. When I say supply chain breaking down, I mean like there's things that you're just not going to have anymore. And it doesn't last forever, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a good habit right now to buy a little more.
Okay.
I don't want people to just do an all-out run on, because that doesn't
Pancakes.
do much for your neighbor. Like if you go out and you buy all of certain items, then other people can't get them. So it's got to be within reason. But you got a little bit of time. I don't know how much, because things do seem to be happening more rapid, and I would say pick some extra things up.
So it does
Okay.
seem to be like it's accelerating compared to more in your timeline.
Yeah.
So it might
It
be
does.
a good idea to even grow some of your own stuff.
That was one of the first lives, because you had to have 1,000 followers to go live on TikTok. One of the first lives I had, that's what we were discussing. It's like, how can we prepare? And I told people, get your kids outside, get them acquainted with, the chance that there's no electricity for a multitude of reasons, not just like some EMP attack. Maybe you can't afford electricity, maybe the grid just shuts down in your area for whatever reason, not EMP, but things are about to change. I hope people are ready as much as they can be. You were just talking about change. No one likes change. No one's ready. No one's ready for it. And if it's a negative change, no one embraces it. But you gotta come to terms with the fact that things are going to be different.
Yeah. What about medical care then?
They're going to be overran with, sick people, injured people. You always have a rotten element that comes out to take advantage of certain situations. So, I'm not saying you can't get medical care. I'm just, I wouldn't seek it out unless it was an absolute necessity. If you're diabetic, get some insulin, stock up on that kind of stuff.
A gradual change or an abrupt, sudden change?
Oh, I mean, both. Because we've gradually been headed towards this, since, for a long time, really, but, since this shutdown of the economy and everything. But it does seem to be very abrupt because, look, people woke up last week and they couldn't get gas and they were like, what the hell's going on? So it's both.
You know what? I look, not to change the subject, but to change the subject. I was looking on Coinbase earlier and just thought this was a little funny. It said ICP is now trading on Coinbase, and I'm thinking, wow, insane clown posse.
Yeah, they're now.
They have their own crypto.
They sure do. Wait till the Slim Shady crypto comes out.
It's the My Name Is crypto.
Yep.
So when it comes to crypto, what's it's so volatile, and it seems to be even more volatile than ever right now, especially in the last week. What are you looking at right now? I mean, are you looking at any particular cryptocurrencies for the long term? Like, what would you suggest people look at? Now, let's just make sure that everybody is clear that when we talk cryptocurrency or any kind of financial type of edict, that it's for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial consultants.
That is correct.
And crypto is the rich man's pet rock.
Yeah. Bitcoin, I would love to see Bitcoin tumble to high 30,000s, and I would buy everything I could at that price, because it's not going anywhere. It's going to be six figures by the end of this bull run. This is just a sham. We talked about it when I first got on here. This is just the accumulator accumulating. So Ethereum, you want things that are going to be there, at the end of all of this, because a lot of these aren't. Cardano, was pretty monstrous today. It has a use case. Polkadot has a use case. Just be wise with what you get into, especially right now.
Vet.
I like VJ, or I don't see VChain being like hundreds of dollars anytime soon, but I like it. It has a use case and you can make some money. I do think it 10x's,
What does that mean, 10x?
It's at 20 cents, you know, at 10x that price. So
Okay.
I think I've always said it's, you know, $2 to $5 asset.
It's at 18 cents right now.
Yeah. That's because of Bitcoin.
What about Tron?
I mean, I'm not a big fan. Again, it for me, it has to stand the test of time. So majority of what you see will not be there come next bull run. The ones I put out there, you know, those are I have a good feeling that they're gonna be there, you know.
So, what about Dogecoin with the power that Elon Musk seems to have?
Doge is, yeah, I mean he has power, but he Doge still has no utility.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, okay. So Ethereum is a platform. People build on the Ethereum platform, okay? Bitcoin was used for payments initially, but now is more of a store of value, like gold, digital gold. I know you guys hear that all the time. It serves a purpose. It has application. You use it for something. Doge was created to be a joke. The creator of Doge was, you know, it's a dog coin. Okay. It didn't come about any other way. The name is dog for a reason. It's a dog coin. You know, he was basically making a mockery of cryptocurrency when he made it as a joke. And there is the irony for, you know, Mr. Silky Pants. So I'm telling you, I got nothing nice to say. I don't even, yeah, I don't. So, in his regard, anyway. But yeah, I mean, it has no utility. It doesn't do anything. You guys are putting billions of dollars into something that, you know, is a joke. So,
SHIB.
I talk about this stuff a lot on the Discord. That's, yeah. I mean, these are all meme coins. What Sheeb did was really vindictive. That's why there was even a run up in it. So I don't know if you guys know the story, but
I do not.
the creator of this currency sent somebody the I can't think of the guy's name, Vitalik, the creator of Ethereum,
Mm-hmm.
they sent half of the supply to his wallet because all that's visible, hoping that people would say, oh shit, Vitalik is buying Sheeb. We got to jump on this. Well, he then turned around and gave the stuff away to charity. So people initially thought that he was accumulating the coin, so they bought it. Then he turns around immediately. That's why it was jumping up and down. That's how that huge fluctuation. He immediately gave it to all these charities, so the price plummeted. And you know, that's a pretty crappy way to try to push your shit coin. I mean, that's why we call them S coins, because they're shit coins.
Is it disappointing to discover that Elon Musk is not that great of a person?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I just showed you a canceled Tesla purchase. Yeah, it is, because I thought highly of the guy, and I felt for him watching interviews for somebody I've never met, you know. I felt for him, and to find out that he's just like everybody else, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's really disappointing.
When they were talking about him going to the moon and how, Neil Armstrong and all them guys basically, have shunned him, and he was talking about those were his heroes and shit. I felt for the guy. I was like, I know how that feels. Like, yeah, kudos to you, man. You now have, my respect and my ear. I'll listen to what you say, but to see him play out like everybody else, yeah, it is.
Mm.
I mean, he's a douche.
Ooh, how about coming up with Douchecoin?
Douchecoin. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I like it.
Douche.
I'll send half of it to yeah, shit. I'll send it to him. They'll be like, oh, Elon's buying Douchecoin.
Are humans currently on Mars and or Venus?
No. I mean, I could see Mars, but Venus, yeah, no,
Burn up.
instantly.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah.
But Mars is
Earth.
pretty cold.
Yeah, but I mean, they go to space and they float around up there, and
Mm.
Regardless of what the flat earthers say, they do go to space. They did go to the moon. I think they met something at the moon that said, yeah, we probably shouldn't come back here, but yeah. I know there's flat earthers in here. They probably don't like that, but
Would you go to Mars?
sure. Why not? I seen this as a one-way trip. I would assume that at least the first time, that's going to be a one-way trip. There's always some kind of hiccup somewhere. Sure, I would.
How long does it take to get to Mars? How many months?
Was it 8?
Is it that long?
I thought it was 8.
6 months.
6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long way. I wonder if people are there, do you age differently?
Gosh. If you just stopped aging, that would be great.
That's coming.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the stopping of us aging.
The reversing, yeah.
Wow, that would be great.
I mean, it's not for you.
Hey.
It's not for me. Yeah.
Who's it for? Puppies?
It's for Elon Musk and those type of people. It's not for us.
Mm.
Did you ever see that movie with I can't remember the name of it. It was with Scarlett Johansson. And shit. Anyway, they were on some island. And they were there strictly to grow parts. They were clones. They were clones, and they were there to grow parts for whoever. So, like Scarlett Johansson was a person in society, high society, and she had her clone Scarlett Johansson that was It was like kept in a perfect optimum living condition. The Island. That's it. It's called The Island. And
Yep. The Island.
yeah, Scarlett Johansson. She was extremely hot in that movie. Joe, those lips, Joe.
Are we talking about Scarlett Johansson? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
So,
wanted to make sure I didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about your lips.
I was confused for a second.
No, I only like you as a friend.
Those
But
lips, Joe.
No, I was just a little confused. Sorry.
But they were growing apart. So, like, if there was something wrong, like let's say they needed their hand got cut off, and they can go to this other person and this person on the island and grab their hand. Or
Yeah, but what does that? That sucks for the person that you're taking the hand from.
Yeah, but they don't have any. They're just clones. They don't have any soul or no personality or anything like that. They're just.
So they're like all of those douchebags that we're talking about.
Yeah.
No soul.
I still think we should come up with douche coin.
I was looking in on making a 7 coin just for fun. So.
Yeah, you said you were going to send me that. How does that even happen?
I mean, it starts with StreamYard. I don't know why. But yeah, I'll send it to you.
What do you mean it starts with StreamYard?
Yeah, I don't know why. They say create a StreamYard account. That's the first direction. I think it's to, build like some kind of audience or like, I don't know. That's just what it said.
Sabina says flat Earth. Nope. No moon landing. Sabina, are you saying that we've never landed on the moon? Is that what you're saying here? Joe, where did you get your education and your major?
I choose not to answer that.
The Ohio U.
No, I didn't. I have a community college education.
You do seem to be a rather educated gentleman.
Thanks.
Don't be overzealous about that.
I've just been around,
Sometimes the School of Hard Knocks is a lot better than going to 4 years of school.
Absolutely.
I'd rather be street smart anyway. I never went to college.
It works out better being street smart.
I would think so. It's worked well for me so far. Joe, how much
I'm street smart and I'm college educated, so I don't think there's anything wrong with having both.
No, there's not. But
and believe me, Mike knows me very well. I didn't have a very good, start in life, so
it was rough for Roxy. But
I would rather be street smart than college educated. But
I'm very street smart. So
Roxy be in the streets.
Yeah, I'm just like a toned down version of Roxy.
Yeah, in the streets.
That's right.
We need to create. Hey, we got Radio Dark, and then we need to have In the Streets, hosted by Roxy.
Roxy in the streets,
or just Roxy. I like it. I could see that being something.
Just Roxy.
Just Roxy.
In the streets.
Hey. Yeah, Roxy had it pretty tough. I'm well aware of that, and you did good though. I mean, you got a nice family. I can't wait to meet your husband when you come out here. So
yeah, I'm coming out first, so I'm gonna leave probably the end of this month. So I'll be going to the station to see you, and so I don't know. He'll be coming out, I think, in June. So we'll be out there, and then I'll be Roxy in the streets.
Roxy in the streets.
Yeah.
Word.
It is the best of both worlds. You are absolutely correct. It's proven to yourself that you can actually make it through, because some of those college courses are pretty grueling, and actually my kids had to teach me certain components of math that I never got. So
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, 2+2 bullshit's hard.
2 plus 2, I couldn't figure that one out. 2
It's
minus
the
1, it was
language of the
awful.
universe, man. It's the language of the stars.
Yeah.
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 Somebody asked me yesterday, right? They said, do you do drugs? And I said, why the hell would you ask me that? And they're like,
Because
well,
you're pretty mellow.
yeah, on the Discord and stuff, you're like slow when you talk. And I said, do you realize I sleep like 4 hours a day at best? Last night, I think I might have had 2 hours. So by the time I'm doing this, yeah, I'm a little tired, but I certainly don't do drugs. I don't know why I brought that up, because of the streets with Just Roxy, in the street.
We need to do something about that now.
Yeah, I think it would be good, and we should talk about everything in the streets.
Everything that is going on, that's going down in the streets.
I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Drugs are bad, MK.
I think it would be awesome.
Well, people ask stupid questions sometimes, so we'll just leave it at that.
Sometimes the stupid questions are the better questions, because you can have fun with them.
But here's the thing. I bring it up because if one person asks, then, there's got to be a couple that are curious, No, I don't do drugs. I'm tired.
Tired.
Super tired.
Don't you understand? I'm tired.
I'm pretty tired. Joe, I don't sleep very much either. So just because I am way too intense of a person. I'm a really deep thinker. So most of the time I get like 4 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough too, because you get used to it, and you're able to wake up, and look, it is 10:37. I'm still drinking Starbucks.
Yeah.
I just have to, force myself through the day, but every once in a while I'll have like an 8-hour sleep, and then I feel like shit. It's like I slept way too long. So
yeah.
I can there are times like I'm on a stretch right now where I'm sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night tops, and then I'll have one day that'll just crash.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it. Like right now I won't have it, because the young lady that called me on the phone earlier, she'll be here all weekend, so she'll have me running like crazy. So ain't much going to be happening there. But then Sunday night, it'll be the end of it. But right now, I could actually go for a cup of coffee, and it will not keep me up.
Yeah, me too. Coffee doesn't affect me like that.
This is a quad grande caramel macchiato, and to keep it real with you, this is the 5th one I've had today, plus 2 Red Bulls. So
let's say hello to Lisa from Australia. Good evening, or actually where you are, it's probably about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Lisa, do you have any questions perhaps for Joe the Time Traveler from Parts Unknown?
Yeah, Parts Unknown. It's just right over my head. Yeah. I don't hide that very well now, do I?
Yeah, way to go.
You missed that college education. That's where that came in.
Joe, is there one thing that you want to do, like you want to use, like, this time for, here in this timeline that you haven't been able to do that you want to do?
Sure. I would like to just do this objective and see if I'm standing on the other side of it, and then I'll do everything that is under the sun.
Mm-hmm. Lisa says, yes, tell Joe I have time traveled. So, Joe, maybe you have some questions for her.
Yeah. Are you one of the 7? That would be my first question, And if you are, can you validate that?
Now, is there a validation technique that you use with other members of the 7 to make sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple of people that I could have sworn had potential to be one of us, only to fail miserably. So, and it's kind of like, well, shit, that sucks,
So
Is this
are you
somebody I
saying
know?
that there's only 7 time travelers at, like here
I
in
can't.
the States, or?
Well, no, they're not.
You answer that
We're all
question. I'll be
over.
right back.
Yeah, we're all over the planet, but I only know of 7 that are here currently. Could more have come after or before, or yeah, of course, but I know what I was briefed on, and yeah. So
Okay. Yeah, so have you met any of the 7?
I sure have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do you like keep in touch with them, or?
Yeah, we weren't supposed to converse ever. But through this experiment with the social media, we've been able to link up, and I actually met um, one of my counterparts in Buffalo. So, of all places, Buffalo. Don't ask me why, but he had to route through Canada, and that was just where he felt, best.
Okay.
And that was a very odd experience. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Very against what I do. Doesn't think that anybody deserves this information. We're here for a purpose, and that's it. And by coming out, and even though I'm pretty selective on what I put out there, by coming out, and validating that A, this exists, B, how we got here, and C, even one act or one item that happens is too much for, people, because they are not worthy of the information. That's why we're here in the first place. So I just look at it different. And, maybe people always ask me why I'm here, and maybe that's the reason, because I still relate to every person, even if they
Right.
are the most horrible, unless you're Elon Musk, and then I don't relate to you.
Yeah,
So
I see. So what do you think? I mean, your purpose is then. I mean, and I'm sorry if I'm asking you any of the same
no, you're
questions,
good.
but
You're good. My purpose individually, or our
yeah,
purpose here?
well, like after you were affected, and that you did this time traveling thing, what what is the message? I guess is what I mean by that.
My message to the people? Is that what you mean?
Like when you were taken, uh you know, is there like a message for everybody else, you know, because you were chosen, you know what I mean?
There isn't a message for everybody else, but and I can only speak on what I'm here to do because I don't know what the others are here. It's going to send a very big message to who it needs to send the message to. So,
Okay.
Lisa just put in the group, the door should be opened up to the parking lot, but instead I found myself in a busy restaurant. Going back the next day, the restaurant didn't exist and was in an abandoned building.
interesting. Wonder if she astro projected to a different time and wasn't aware that she was, subconsciously or consciously existing instead of physically existing. I don't know.
She actually messaged me before in one of the time travel groups, and tried to reach out to her. At least I did, to see if you wanted to come on the show, and never heard back from you. So I'm glad you're in here tonight.
Yeah, I would like to hear that story. That would be good.
Lisa, do you happen to have a camera on your computer? Would you be able to join us? It'll take a minute to get all the way to Australia, I think, that message. Lisa also says that time travel is real, and I think we all believe that, and that's why we're here.
You'd be amazed at how many people just dismiss this because they, oh yeah, there's no way. There's no way. But, my rebuttal to that is always, if you would have said that we would have the whole world in our hand 100 years ago, people would have been like, you're crazy. So
That's true.
Sabina, I think you and I are talking about different things.
oh man, I'm tired, man. Why you got to do it like once every show, like that's your thing.
Cheers.
I don't have anything. I'll just pretend.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you? You should have coffee or some sort of fucking beverage. God damn it! What the hell?
Well, what the hell is wrong with me?
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Hey, I know what's wrong with her. She's from the streets. They don't drink coffee in the streets.
Yes, I am Roxy from the streets.
They don't drink coffee in the streets, bro. They drink that.
That's right. I don't drink in the streets.
OE.
I fight in the streets, Mike.
Shit.
She's drinking Mad Dog.
I don't need a drink.
Lisa wants to know what distance did you travel, Joe?
What do you mean?
Well, from what time period to when, I guess, because time travel
2030 to 2012. Yep.
She's as in miles.
Well, I can answer that actually. Precisely. Give me 1 second.
You were going to bring this up the other day. You were going to bring up some information, and then we got talking about something else. So. Roxy ain't got no coffee.
I don't have no coffee. I ain't
Is
got
that-
no coffee.
What about your husband? Does he have coffee?
Heck no.
Well, he should be drinking coffee. Now, you don't sleep much, but does he?
He sleeps more than I do, but he usually drinks like a couple glasses of wine before he goes to bed. And I always tell him that it doesn't help with sleep. But he's like, "Oh no, it's all right." I'm like, okay.
Oh,
whatever,
yeah, let
dude."
me tell you something. If he's going to drink a couple glasses of wine before bed, you guys are going to fit well over here.
He's like, and it's not just like a regular pour, okay? It's like a triple pour. He's like,
I traveled 1,057 kilometers.
How much is that in years?
I don't. Yeah, we know the year breakdown, but it's 657 miles.
Did you know where you were going to get dropped, or was it just like kind of like a potpourri? You know,
I had general idea, but I didn't know like exacts. I knew region because I seen it. You know where you are based on your surrounding. If you're in desert, you can make an assumption you're in a certain area of the United States. So
I think Lisa has a different version of time travel than what you have. She said, "How did you get back?" I walked.
I've never, well, I can't say I haven't went back, but yeah, I think we're on two different
I would
sides of the time traveler token. Hey, that's it. Travel coin.
travel.
hey, hey, that's pretty good.
Travel douche. No,
Yeah.
What
I
is it
wanna
with
put-
you and douche tonight?
I'm going to put douche in there somewhere. You generally don't talk about douche because if you need douche, you know where to get douche.
I don't even think they recommend that anymore, Mike.
Just use vinegar.
I'm not even gonna get into this conversation.
Here's a question for you. Were you dropped? Were you dropped? Were you dropped in a state or national park, or neither?
Neither. I was dropped in a bath.
field.
Yeah. A big ass field.
And here's something I'm not clear on. Is like we kind of got last Thursday we got to the point where we were dropped. You couldn't move for a while. You couldn't move your legs and that kind of stuff, and your body was feeling kind of freaky deaky. When you got up and you were wearing these weird skivvies, as you had said, where do you go? Do you go to the road and just kind of start walking? What do you do?
I'm a soldier, and I don't know, some things are just ingrained in you. I knew I
What
needed to find some clothing and some medical attention. So
At one point, you said that there was somebody that helped you.
yeah, but I haven't really talked about it to anybody but you. So
Well, it was me you talked to.
I'm saying I haven't spoke about it in public. Just
So
to
you just knew where to go. It was just that inner knowing from.
No, I mean, like I said, I was briefed before, and I knew that I had some things that I could use, so some monies and things like that. But I needed to fix myself first. And yeah, now that it's put out there, there was a older woman that did help me out. So, but I haven't spoken about that because, you know, to protect her her life, you know.
Mhm. I think you actually mentioned it before because Linda said you had mentioned it.
Did I? Because I don't know. I didn't.
That's
think
the
I
only
did.
reason. That's the only reason why I mentioned it, because it was talked about at one time. But anyway, you didn't have it when you got dropped. You didn't have any money. You didn't have
No.
any foodstuffs. Nothing.
Nope. No. Okay. Well, then I'll say this. This is the only place that I've said that.
Okay.
I haven't
Well, we
ever
don't
said
have to
it
talk
on
about it. I would just,
TikTok or yeah.
So then your place of residence, it was just waiting for you, basically, is what you're saying?
No. I had some monies and things that were set up for me. Yeah. So, but I needed to make sure that I could function. So I spent a little time just getting right. And then the first thing I did, honestly, was go see if I could see myself. Not that I was going to do anything or, you know, try to pull a Back to the Future moment, but I was very curious because I felt like I'll be honest with you, man. I was like, am I crazy? Like is this shit like maybe I've lost some my sanity somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
You obviously didn't find yourself,
no.
but you found you, and you seem to get to a pretty decent point. It looks like you've gotten a lot accomplished in 9 years.
Yeah. I think so. But I still like haven't done specific things just because. Like somebody made a comment about my cabinets in my kitchen. Like that kind of stuff I haven't done because I've always had the mindset like what's the point? You know, tomorrow I could not be here. So who gives a shit if the cabinets are up to date or not? You know what I mean? Like there's things I haven't done intentionally because I don't want to feel comfortable to the point where I believe that I'm going to stay here long term.
And you're speaking to whatever your objective is.
Yeah.
Have you seen my cabinets, Joe?
I haven't, but if you saw mine, you'd be like, "What the hell?" Yeah, you probably should update those.
God,
guy.
I feel bad. I mean,
I was on the Discord one night, and I was on my phone, and walking around, and I think it was Carmina, and maybe even Sabina said, "Look like that I got penises hanging from my
wow."
Yeah. And they're right. It does look like a bunch of dicks.
So why do you have
dick
cabinets?
Your cabinets look like a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, it's the Elon Musk cabinet.
The dick licks.
The dick licks. Kimberly, you saw them, did you not? I think you saw them as well. But I want to get back to the whole thing with Lisa from Australia. I don't know if it's so much that she time traveled more so slid into another dimension?
Well, some have questioned if that's all I did.
Well, I had asked you one time, do you think time travel is really merely just going to a different time in a different dimension, different timeline?
But it's just weird that there's so much that's the same. You know?
Alternate realities?
And how did I end up in a different time altogether? You know?
Right.
I was much farther in the future to come back and be like, wait a second, this is not my time. So I don't know. I mean, that's some things I just don't have answers for. You know, this is one of the things. Now, the interrogation that I had on Clubhouse.
Yeah. You know what? Before
I
you get into that, I was asked what I thought, just kind of off the beaten cuff, you know, and I all I could say was I didn't think they were very respectful at all. I thought they were very indignant questions. You know, they didn't. I don't think they respected, you know, where you came from and what you're doing here. And yeah, I just thought it was a bunch of millennials acting like assholes.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of it's kind of like let's go ahead and just totally forget what has already happened. We're talking about the right now and moving forward. You know, they didn't want to hear that I had been doing this since such and such time, and they didn't
Right.
want to hear any of the things that we've spoke about in length, in very great detail that have happened. So, you know, it's that's why I think, dude, that this is going to fail. You know, just the way
What's going to
people,
fail?
this whole thing.
Your mission, you mean?
My mission isn't going to fail, but I mean the whole experiment itself. Yeah. Like, I'm confident that I'll complete my objective. Like, that's number one, first thought on my mind in the morning, last before bed type deal.
Yeah. Do you think it has anything to do with remote viewing?
What's that?
Remote viewing is basically
No, I mean, what are you asking? I know what it is. I'm just
your time travel. Do you think it has anything to do with remote viewing? I mean, here, weird, wacky thought. Let's say you're really your physical being right now is still in a pod somewhere in 2030, but your consciousness is here.
then why all the struggle at the very beginning on my physical?
I don't know. I don't know.
It was a very intense feeling that I had radiating throughout my body after that. So it's hard to say that it's not physical when I was affected so heavily on the physical side. So there's my dilemma with that, you know.
Okay. Linda wants to know, how will you know it's time to do your objectives?
Well, I was in the streets earlier talking to Roxy, and we were talking about some things, and that's how I'll know, is they will tell me that it's time.
So it could be anytime. It could be right now. It could be you could wake up 3:00 in the morning and it's time.
Yeah.
What if you change your mind?
What do you mean?
What if you say I don't want to do it?
That is not plausible.
Okay.
It's been seeded inside me. Like, it is the sole purpose I wake up every day. So
Is whenever that time is.
yeah.
And it's my understanding that when it is that time, you're not going to communicate that with anybody.
No.
That's very eerie. And I don't even have it objective.
I'm not one for goodbyes or anything. So
Does this still like stress you out? I mean, are you stressed out about it all?
Well, Roxy,
No.
let me ask you, would it stress you out?
Heck yeah, I'd be like sweating bullets waiting for my instructions to do the objective. Yeah, of course.
I used to live that way. I used to live in fear that every day would be that day. The first couple years, like I said, got in a dark place mentally, and I had to make a decision. Either I was going to control it or it was going to control me, and I decided that there'll be two parts of me here. The part that just lives like a normal person and does normal shit and has normal, aspirations, and then there's the part of me that just lies dormant and until it's time, till that switch is flicked. Once it's turned on, the other part of me will cease to exist, and I'll handle my business.
Mm.
I know that's shitty because a lot of you guys, like, we're friends. We've gotten acquainted with one another. We've talked in length for several hours for the last year, so, but I mean, you got to
Sometimes on
understand.
this, sometimes one-on-one. Yeah.
Yeah. But you guys got to understand, like, I don't even want to say it, but I guess I will. Like, I think the fate of everybody lies in what we're here to do. So sacrificing one individual, or the friendship that you've created with a group of individuals for the collective, it seems like that's a no-brainer. So I would hope that anybody would do that. Now, would they? Probably not. I mean, not everyone. So,
Well, it's that old cliche, the needs of many outweigh the needs of one.
yeah.
And Ella says time is not linear. I 100% agree with that. I've never thought that time was just rotating on a clock, or time was because the Earth went around the sun, or anything like that. I've always had that inner feeling that everything was just happening at the same time.
We put that restriction on time.
Yeah, it's a human thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the other question is even though whatever it is that your objective is, is there a Joe in another reality that continues on?
I'm sure. Is it this Joe? No, but yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I'm also of the cloth that there are an infinite amount of parallel universes. For
I believe
example,
String
that.
theory.
huh?
String theory.
Mm.
Where that Joe's running Radio Dark and I'm the time traveler.
String theory.
Roxy's really from the country, not from the streets. Well, you kind of are, really.
She's from the streets in the country.
Yeah.
She's from Griswold.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Badass Roxy from Griswold.
Yeah,
You heard it here on Radio Dark.
Main Street, quarter mile long. That's it.
You know, I remember the days there when I don't know if this is still true or not, but I remember everybody walking around with their concert T-shirts on, and
Yeah, we haven't changed. Yeah.
okay. I guess I'll find out when I
Except
go
now
back.
we walk around with shirts that says Elon Musk is a dick lick.
Yeah.
There's some 7 merch.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
be a dick look.
I believe in parallel universes, and I think that, like, if you're talking, like, I just think that there's way more than what we even know. But I believe in
Of course.
parallel universes. Absolutely.
Joe's living proof of that.
Yeah.
As he leans over and takes a hit from his bong.
Stella's having that weird dry heave.
Here's one for you. I wonder if it's our own souls experiencing all dimensions simultaneously.
Well, that's deep.
Yeah.
So maybe that device that you were in really split you in two and you're still in 2030.
No, I'm pretty sure that I'm here. I'm pretty sure that I came here as I left there. You know, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta understand. Go ahead.
We've went through all these theories. You know, I've worked with some people and we've went through all these theories. I do believe 1,000% that I climbed into whatever that was and I ended up in another time altogether. Nothing else makes sense.
What do other members of the 7 do they have the same belief as that, or do they have other takes on it?
There's a lot, like, man, the conversations were so odd.
God, I wish I was a
Because-
fly on the wall for that. I'll be honest
No,
with you.
because they don't want to, like, it's like that. It's like the elephant in the room that no one wants to address,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I knew what not to ask, but I didn't know what to ask, if that makes any sense, you know. So, you know, my Russian counterpart was very hard to talk to. There's a guy there to kind of facilitate the conversation. And, you know, he was kind of an asshole. So,
Was there another member of the 7?
yeah. Oh, the guy that was there? No. Nope. But he is his, you know, that's his guy. He trusts that guy enough to, you know, bring him into a meeting like that. Then I know that that's his guy. So, but he definitely was the biggest proponent of this out of the few that I've met. He was the one that was like, no, Like you're definitely crossing not just the line, but you know, all the lines. Like what the hell are you doing? And then when I tried to say, hey, look, I figure I could save a couple people along the way, you know. And then we got into the conversation of that's playing God. You know, that's not we're not meant to do that. We're meant to do what we are here to do and nothing more. You
But
know,
isn't that what time travel is in a way? Kind of playing God?
I'm sure, yeah. But for the collective, not for our selfishness. You know, and it seemed like the way it was looked upon was that this is a very self-serving act that I'm doing. And to keep it real, yeah, I mean he's definitely right. It is. You know, I thought that I could educate people and that they would be um, more inclined to do things a little different and you know not follow certain paths. And yeah, I mean it probably wasn't meant for me to do, but I felt it strong enough on my heart to do it. So there's the ultimate dilemma.
Here's a question that I've never asked. Every member of the seven has an objective. I'm assuming that's correct.
So my
Okay. So are all of your objectives to be done at the same time or are they separate? Not asking if they're the same thing.
yeah, they're
Um,
I don't know the answer to that.
okay.
I don't. I yeah, not knowing what they are, I don't know the answer to that.
Gotcha. That's fair.
And I think it was designed as such so that you know, we couldn't just try to do it our way, you know. Cuz before for all this greatness that they see in us or whatever it is that we possess that they're so fascinated by, um, we're still, you know, just a blip on the universe, you know, the universal radar, so to speak. You know, we're the new kids on the block, and we're very flawable.
Mm.
I had a question right on the tip of my tongue, but Roxy, do you have something?
Well, I mean, I was just thinking about if, you know, part of the objective is what he's doing now by getting it out there.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not my objective. I mean, maybe it's someone else's, but it's not mine.
Okay.
Mine's mine's an act, not educating people. But I decided to do this because I mean, look, I fumbled around and I'm not even sure how I made it as far as I did. You know, I look back and perhaps I was being guided in some sense because I could see like, yeah, shouldn't have made it out of that one. Yeah, that probably should have been the end of it. Oh yeah, and then there's that, of course, that was a no good situation. But yeah, something had to have been guiding me, You know,
Mm-hmm.
why can't I guide others? Because I fumbled along this whole path, and I don't want all of these people to have to do that. People are going to have children with them, elderly people with them, disabled people with them. I would rather they just be, ahead of the game and
Mm-hmm.
not have to meet any of the unfortunate circumstances that I have been a part of or seen. So,
Are there other members of the seven that agree with what you're doing?
I wouldn't say agree, but I don't think they have issue with it.
Are there other members of the seven that are a part of your social media following?
No. I'm assuming that you mean like in the Discord type deal, or do you just mean
Not
in
just in general.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are. Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't even thinking of the Discord. I was thinking more like TikTok, YouTube, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, by proxy.
What do you mean?
Know, like a fake account, but yeah.
Oh, trolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does
Wow.
does the number 7 mean something? Is that why there's 7 of you?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the highest of high. It's the number.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Kim just made a really good point. Becky, that's the truth, and we are all connected and have made friends. Don't like him. It was because of me. It wasn't because of him. Jesus Christ. Fucking Joe.
You're taking away Mike's thunder.
Yeah, what's up with that? From the streets. No, really, Joe, if you think about it, it really is true. Like whether it's through the TikTok, people gravitated over to YouTube. I've gone on some of the time travel things, brought people, and we've all become friends. To the point that like I can bust Kimberly's ass on the Discord, and she knows I'm just fucking around. She knows I'm not serious, or Sabina, or Carmina, or so.
I mean, so there's the gift to everyone. If this doesn't work out for me, it wasn't all for nothing. You guys have each other. There's a community of people that can help each other out through this,
Even Roxy
from the streets.
Hey, maybe that's why we got, maybe that's why we're like in touch with each other again. How do you know what the universe hasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't.
I've been talking to Mike for a long time. I haven't even been back home for, I don't know, 21 years, 22
No, you were back about 8 years ago.
Yeah, I was back visiting, but I haven't
Right.
lived back home. Yeah,
I got to see you about 8 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes you get connected with people for a reason, and you find out what that is eventually. So.
Yeah, that's true. And who knows where this is all going to lead? But like me, for example, here's my curiosity, and this is kind of why I strung those questions together. Is that So I had asked you, like, if your objective is going to happen simultaneously with everybody else's. You don't know the answer to that. That's fair. But if it's not, do other members of the seven now contact us because we have information from you?
No, I don't think so. No. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is my
This is your little
my
corner of the world.
my gift to you guys. You know, I don't think anybody will come after me and say, "Hey, look, you know, I'm gonna pick up where Joe left off and we're gonna rock this out a little longer," or anything. No.
Is there any possibility that the aliens come back and bring you back?
To do this again?
No, just to go back home.
Oh, no. I did get like confirmation that this is me from here on out until it's not. So
one-way ticket.
one-way ticket.
Would you do it again?
Part of me wants to say no. Part of me wants to say yeah. You know, I'm conflicted because, you know, it's this is the ultimate mind fuck, man. You know. So it's been real, you know, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun.
Come on. Some of it's been real fun.
I mean, it's all about perspective. So, you know, it's great that I've connected with all these people and I've been the catalyst for, you know, everyone to get to know each other and make friends across the world. And yeah, that's cool. But, you know, what you guys don't see is, you know, behind the scenes stuff. So it's not all, this is surface, you know, it's not always like this. So.
So why don't you share that?
Because that's not for you guys. that's for me. You know, I got to keep some of this to myself. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, and I'm no way comparing myself to anybody in a public eye, but you know, it kind of sucks sometimes.
It's a big responsibility.
Yeah. You know, and if you say the wrong thing, you offend a bunch of people. And if, you know, you don't say the right thing, you offend a bunch of people. And I mean, it's a lot to carry sometimes. There's days where I'm like, I don't want to do this shit no more. I would rather just go back to, you know, being anonymous and none of this, you know, had happened. It's not very often, but it does happen. So
I would almost think, I mean, just being in your shoes, I think that depression would slip in off and on me because it would be really hard to carry all that.
yeah, I mean, and that's like I said earlier, I had, you know, those first few years were pretty dark, but I guess you could say that, you know, I've had like this schizophrenic type behavior with taking the one and, you know, kind of just letting it lie dormant and then, just rolling with the other. But when that day comes, those roles will reverse, and the focus will be solely on my purpose, not so much anything else. I have things that I care about, and I've put in place to make sure, like, my dog is okay, and my assets go somewhere where they can be used properly, stuff like that. But
Mm.
other than that, like, my focus will change completely.
So are you saying we don't really know you?
I think that's a fair statement.
So one day, are you just gonna like you'll just disappear and we won't ever see you again?
I mean, if I don't survive that, yeah, I mean, that's how it's going to go. Do I plan on that being the case? I mean, no. Nobody wants. I don't care what no one says. Nobody wants to cease to exist.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone should understand, or at least be of the understanding, that this is way bigger than anybody watching this or a part of this, myself included. This is, about the collective, about the 7.3 billion people on this planet. This isn't about one individual. And that's the problem, I think, with human nature, is we tend to just be selfish and not understand, the collective. I mean, look
Yeah,
at
I
the
mean,
world.
some people have a problem thinking holistically about.
Look at the world.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
It's
everything that's led up to this moment. You can pick it apart. It's all been for, selfish need, selfish gain. So
I agree.
Linda asks, why were you sent here years before your objective?
I have no clue. It's a good question. I would rather have just gotten it over with, and then if everything panned out, then hey, sweet. I could use that to my advantage, Hey, go ahead and place a bet here. I'll go ahead and place a bet there. Just totally changed. But that goes back to what I just said about the selfishness. Maybe it was designed to see if we last that long, to validate our purpose here in the first place. I don't know. It's hard to speak on something you don't know.
One of the things that I don't understand, which is all of it, but being sent back to 2012 and now being 2021, it would seem to be that there would be a possibility in the last 9 years that something could have happened to you well before your objective was to be carried out.
I'm from the streets.
Smart ass.
You see how I did that?
I do.
We get all serious, and then I just,
Well, it's better to be a smart ass than a dumbass. So
that's true.
So does it bother you when you hear all of these people that are, have kind of formed around you that they care about you?
See, you put me on the spot with questions.
I
like
did that on
that
purpose, man, because I've told you before, that there's a support group around you about people that care about you.
They care about Joe, the time traveler. They don't know who I am, or I mean, again, it's like I put out this for you guys. You don't see the other side. I'm not saying I'm a bad person or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, as much as I talk about surface and looking below the surface, it's all metaphoric. I'm trying to teach you guys so that in the event I'm not here, you don't do the things that led me to the backwoods of Canada to try to find peace and security, and you know what I mean. It's I'm very calculating with all of the things that I say.
Hayden says lots of questions, Joe. I know I've kind of bombarded you tonight, but you said to me one time you don't know how deep that you want to get, and I told you one time, I said, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hayden wants to know, are you tired?
I live in a state of tired. So it's nothing new, I entertain all these questions because, like, so I'll give you a piece. All right. I entertain all these questions on all these platforms with all these people because I feel like I owe it to the ones that put the time and the effort in, have been here for months. Some of these people have been here. Kim, I met Kim in the very beginning, and I talk to her all the time. So I do all this because for those people, so I feel like I owe it to them. It's not easy to run a business, which, granted, in the beginning I didn't. I had all the free time in the world to run a business, come home, run a second business, because this is kind of like a business. I mean, I see it as, I'm trying to teach all these individuals how to, be in control of their finances and, stay between the lines until the lines cross and then get out of the way. And, it's a lot, but I still feel like I owe those people. So.
Well, I can tell you from my own self that you are incorrect when you say, oh, they care about Joe the time traveler.
You know what I am referring. You know what I mean? It's not meant to slight anyone.
I didn't take it that way.
Okay.
But I wanted you to know, just from me. You think now I don't mince words. Sure, I do radio and I bullshit a lot and everything, but when it comes right down to it, I don't mince words. And I know what I know, and I also know what I don't know what I don't know, and that's why I ask questions and stuff. And I've always been inquisitive like that. But there's just something about you that I think you're endearing, even when you don't think that you are. And I think that's that part of Joe that is a caring individual, or whoever Joe is, that maybe sometimes it's just you, and sometimes you don't realize it's there behind the mask.
I've been watching you for a little while now, and I know that you don't, like this is probably the first time that you've heard of Roxy from the streets,
Won't be the
but
last.
but as you're telling your stories, I'm not thinking of time traveler Joe. I'm thinking about like the person Joe, like what you are thinking or what it is that you're going through. I mean, that's how I view you when you're talking, because just like Mike said, you are very endearing.
Well, I didn't mean it to come across and
To be a
you know,
dick lick.
yeah, yeah. But I mean I try to keep it black and white, with the he's monotone and whatever. I just try to keep it factual. And I mean, do I care about everyone in here? Of course. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't care, Trust me, I could be doing a million different other things, but
You could be on Pornhub right now.
I mean, a million different other things, but so I don't want to make it sound like, I'm this pompous asshole or something. But
If you were, I wouldn't think that you were endearing. I'd be like, dude, you're a pompous asshole.
well,
And I'm Roxy from the street.
yeah, there's a bunch of fake people out there. That's why, like, the best thing that ever happened to this was TikTok, and the worst thing that ever happened to this was TikTok. You know what I mean? Because there's so much fake out there, and I've met fake, and I've been associated with fake, and I've tried to bring fake into the fray, and try to teach them as well. Like, maybe it's because where I come from, there's not all this shit, these gadgets and toys and fun, and you kind of get to know who you are as a person and who people are as a person, and you see them in a different way. And I mean, maybe that's why I'm so endearing, but yeah, I mean, I try just to be like right down the middle, and then when it does, like when it goes against me, my natural instinct is to be pissed off. Like I was last weekend when I did the clubhouse thing, I was pretty pissed off when I got off of that. I sat there for 4 hours and answered, tons of questions.
It was like you were up on the witness stand.
Yeah, I got that vibe totally. But here's what you don't know is, like, going into that, I had said, look, I just did 2 hours on a radio show last night. If you're going to come at me, I mean, let's reschedule this for tomorrow. Let me sleep. And then, oh, no, that's not the case. Just want to give you a platform to speak on that you haven't had before. And from the moment it started, it was like, okay, this is how it's going to be, so it caught me off guard. And look, I don't care who you are, to keep a lie up for a year, like you're bound to show your cards within the first week, You know, that's not easy to do. The reason why this has never been, you know, something to where people are like, nah, he's lying, that they've stuck around, they've learned, and they're like, ah, he's full of shit, is because it's not a lie. And, you know, he thought he had caught me in some kind of lie. And that's why I was like, well, okay, bud, let me just explain it to you. Like, maybe you think a time traveler is like some kind of robotic person or doesn't have feelings, doesn't get fatigued. You know, I just did that. Now I stood in this room pacing the whole 4 hours. Like that's not easy to do, you know, because it wasn't like this conversation where I could sit, talk, you know, I felt under fire, you know, and I felt like they weren't even concerned with anything that had substance. They were just trying to have me slip up, because he had done the same thing on Instagram, and I avoided his questions for a reason. You know, I did it for a reason. Like, what the hell does that even matter? You know, why are you focusing on that? Because I didn't answer it the first time. Now you're going in on it. So I don't even know where I was going with that, but it's just like, you know, I do this because I do care about everyone in here. That's the point I'm trying to make. I make myself, how many of these people have I spoke to on the phone? Hell, if Leo's in here, he calls me all the time. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I do care about all of you. I don't want you guys to not get that from this conversation. You know, it's just, I also have other things that must take precedent no matter what.
Joe, I don't think anybody thinks that at all. I think what a lot of people don't understand that maybe the ones in this room in this broadcast do understand is that you are a person. You're a person that's gone through. I don't even want to say more than everybody else. I think you've just gone through a lot of different things than other people, because you know I know what Roxanne has been through. You know, when she was younger and stuff like that. You know, I mean, how do you can't even compare it to the two of you. You know what I mean? I can't say, well, you know, Joe, you're this way and Roxanne is this way because of this. It's two totally different, isolated situations. You know, it's just you have a distinct set of circumstances that you have lived through that is so, to me, is so interesting. And it is just, I don't know. It's just, I've always wanted to know. I've always wanted to talk to a time traveler. What is it like? But in you, I got to know a little bit about who you were and what you do and what makes you tick a little bit. And, you know, sometimes on the phone, you'll say things that you're not going to say on this, you know? So, and I think that you've formed relationships with, everybody. And if you didn't care, then you wouldn't have done that. And I think everybody knows that. You know, so, and this is what I meant to you when I said to you one day, I said, you know, you got a support group, you know, if you need. And you said, well, I guess I never really thought about it that way. You know, and whether you accept that or you don't, that's you. That's, you know, what you want to do. But in that same respect, the people that are surrounding you are they're surrounding you because we don't give a shit if your name's Joe or not. We care about the guy that's sitting there on a microphone talking about his trials and tribulations since before 2012. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's my soapbox statement of the night.
I feel like we're in group therapy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
So the moral of the story is don't be a dicklick.
Don't be a dick, Lick.
Don't be a dick, Lick.
Roxy is definitely from the country streets.
Don't be a dick, Lick. No, I am. Okay, well, so where do you think I live in Indiana, dude? Do you think we're
No,
out in the middle of a cornfield somewhere?
no. Look, I know it goes down in Indiana.
It goes down.
Yeah, I'm from Gary, yo. I'm from the streets.
Oh my gosh, Gary's terrible. No, I live all the way south. It only actually takes me 2 hours to get to Nashville, so yeah, and I live actually almost right on a college campus. So I live in a very progressive, diverse neighborhood actually. So it's pretty cool.
Is that
My
Stella?
neighbors are crazy, you know.
No. She's asleep at my
I'm from
feet.
Gary, man. I'm from the streets. Oh, my mama.
Oh, Gary, Indiana is scary. Isn't that where Michael Jackson's from or something? Yeah, I think he was from Gary, wasn't
I
he?
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That some bitch is still alive. I'm telling you right now.
I didn't think I was like this has to be some sort of joke. Like when that happened, I was like, this is a joke.
Yeah. That's that guy. I'm telling you something. He faked his death.
That's really funny that you say that.
He's
Why?
dead.
Because you're like it's like you're trying to bring back like the whole Elvis thing, but you're using Michael Jackson.
No, Elvis was alive. Yeah, for sure.
Elvis was alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think he's in England.
He got tired of, because he was, I wasn't around, but he was like a star, Not saying that Michael Jackson wasn't, but
When I was younger, I used to watch all of his beach movies. Do you remember all those movies that he made?
That's right. I like a beach blanket bingo, baby.
Oh, I thought he was so hot. I was like, oh, I want me
Come
some
on.
of this.
We're gonna win this race.
I used to think he was so hot in his movie. He's
Lemonade.
singing, his lips going all weird and stuff.
Kind of like the side of this, you know what I mean? Talk out of the side of my mouth.
There you go.
Take me to the Heartbreak Hotel and please don't be cruel, you know what I mean? Bring me a Jell-O donut.
now keep in mind that Roxy's from the streets.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass.
That's right. She's from Gary. Oh
Oh
my
no,
mama.
I'm not from Gary.
Look at this ice I got here. It's tested. It's real.
I'm gonna throat
Oh
punch you.
God.
Watch out.
You
What's out
talking
there,
about-
Roxy Gang Gang?
Yeah, Roxy Gang. Oh, man.
So stupid.
It's real.
Have you seen
Look.
that kid?
It's real. He's from Ohio,
Is
Is
he?
he really?
Cincinnati. Uncle Gang.
Oh, I thought he was from Kentucky.
He's right there on the border. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that other kid? Little, I don't know what he calls himself. Little punk or something, or little gangster or whatever. Little blonde-haired kid. He's a little blonde-haired kid. He wears all these chains, and he's got I got myself a teardrop tattoo, because I got bodies,
Oh yeah. You know where he's from?
Where?
Gary,
Connecticut.
Indiana.
Yeah.
He's from Gary, Indiana.
I swear to God, he
Are you
says.
Yeah.
serious?
Listen, he's always like, "Say, it go down to Gary, bro. Go down to Gary, bro." Yeah,
Oh my
Good.
gosh.
Do drive-by's my favorite thing.
he's got one of those do-rags that tie in the
Uh-huh.
back, and he's always like, "Yo, bro, go down to Gary, bro. We on the streets, bro."
Gary is literally like 6 hours away from me. Like 5 hours, almost 6 hours. Yeah.
It's rough in Gary.
It is rough in Gary.
You want to know
Yeah.
something about that kid, though? That kid, he has another account, and it's all like Christian stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just a character, man.
Oh my god.
And one time his mother grabbed his phone and did a TikTok and said, so and so ain't gonna be on because he lost his damn phone. Got in trouble. So it's funny shit.
Some of the folks ain't right out here.
He had like a couple 100,000 followers because he was a joke, man. It was funny.
Yo, yeah, it go down out here in Gary, yo. And all I know, we're doing drive-bys, yo. Out here in Gary, yo.
On my mama. On my grandma.
Jeez. You guys know a lot about Gary, Indiana. You guys know more than I do.
Hey, it goes down in Columbus.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, that's why I make sure I'm a hop, skip, and
you.
jump. That's
I usually go
Miami.
to Cincinnati to see my brother. My brother-in-law lives in Cincinnati, so I
I don't
cross
even want to go
over.
to Cleveland.
Hey, I would choose Cleveland over Cincinnati any day. Cincinnati
Well,
is
I'm not going to tell you where my
the
brother-in-law
dumpster
lives,
of Ohio.
but I'm not going to tell you where my brother-in-law lives, but it is not the dumpster of Ohio.
I
It
promise
is.
you, Cincinnati, Hamilton County, all that area, that's the dumpster of Ohio.
Yeah. Well, I
But
don't know.
there's nice places out there too. I mean,
No, I'm not going to go downtown Cincinnati, start walking around, but my
right.
like being like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Roxy from the street."
Right. Yeah. Because look, you'll be like, oh, this is nice. And you'll walk one block over and you'll go like this. Yo, where the hell did it? What just happened?
Yeah.
Like it's like that. It changes
Yeah.
street to street
Yep.
because
I
it's
agree.
the streets.
The only place that I go in Cincinnati is I go to I used to before COVID go to, to see some Broadway shows or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's cool stuff in Cincinnati. I don't mean to just degrade it, but for the most part, it's the dumpster of Ohio.
Mm-hmm. The dumpster diver.
So, I mean, Columbus is, the other side of the dumpster of Ohio. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so Mike, what do you think of my new friend here?
Pennywise or whatever.
That's not Pennywise, but that's pretty wicked, right?
It's pretty cool. My mother, I grew up with all sorts of clowns in my house because my mother was a big fan of clowns.
Somebody made that for me.
Roxanne, do you remember all those clowns my mother had?
Yeah, I remember I went in there one time, and yes, I do.
I bought most of them for her.
Wow, Mike.
I did, like for Christmas and Mother's Day and stuff like that. I would get I was 16 DJing in a roller rink, and I would take my paycheck, and if it was Mother's Day, I would spend the whole thing. I'd go down to Bruckner's in the Norwich Town Mall. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Georgie.
Hey, you guys can see I didn't know you guys could see the comments.
Hey, Georgie.
That's why I keep putting them up, because I figure nobody could see him but me. But look at that.
No, but I avoid a lot of the comments. Like Anella put up a comment that I didn't want to address because I don't think it's fitting at all. Not all heroes wear a cape. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
That's very true.
Don't call me that, please.
There were a couple of comments this morning I didn't even acknowledge.
Were they dick lick comments or were they?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're gonna have dick licks in there. There's just the way it is.
Well, when you're in the business that you're in,
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, when all this starts to crumble and they're like, oh shit, that guy was right, they'll be the first ones to be like, what can I do, man? Where can I go? Should I go north? Should I sell my house? What do I do? That's the crazy part.
Yeah, no, there was some guy making comments this morning. It was like I just said, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
But but you must have seen them, is what I'm saying. It's because I didn't know.
No, because it defaults to private chat. And I like in the morning, I got so much going on, I didn't even pay attention, but I stuck at the comments so I could read. So give me a quick synopsis because I'm curious.
Oh, do you want me to say it in here?
Yeah.
And some guy said, he goes, "Hey, man, it's Dallas."
Yeah, my name isn't Dallas.
No. He said his name was Dallas.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know a Dallas.
And he was making a suggestion of what your name was.
What did he say my name was?
Mark.
It's not my name.
He said, he goes, Joe name is, and he didn't say Joe's. He goes, Joe name is Mark. Hey, no, it's Dallas. This was this morning.
I believe I've told you my name, so you know my name is.
What's that?
I said I believe I've told you my name, so
Yeah.
you know my name isn't Mark. Nor
No,
is
I
it
know.
Marcus or
Marquis, nothing. I know.
yeah, no Mark.
Markel.
Yeah, no, that's why I looked at it. I just went, what an idiot.
My dad used to say Mark, and I'd be like, "What's that?" And he'd say it was a hairless dog. Do you remember that? Do you remember that crap, Mike?
He said it was
Did you
Yeah.
remember
hair
that
lip.
joke? I don't even. Yeah.
A hair lip. What is that?
Just newbie.
I don't even know.
Why do they call that a hair lip?
I've never understood that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I got mad at Elon Musk myself today. And this is unbeknownst to whatever you were going through. So I did a couple of, I don't know if you can.
So I got that fucking Dogecoin, and I felt like a mallet hit me right in the top of my cranium. Ow.
Oh, jeez.
Hold on.
Why is my head mushed? So I got that fucking Dogecoin, and it felt like a mallet hit me right in the top of my cranium. Ow.
So this is where you end up after you follow the Antichrist, Elon Musk, and buy that Dogecoin thing. Ooh, it's hot here.
Oh, yeah, I was going crazy.
You bought Dogecoin too, huh?
It was,
Yeah, baby mafia here, bought some Dogecoin. They said I'd get to the moon. Said I got in China. Yeah, not vagina.
This is what happens to your face after you buy Dogecoin.
Oh my God.
I bought that crypto Dogecoin, the one that says going to go to the moon. I wanted to go to the moon. It didn't even go to Alabama.
Alabama.
so that's what I did today.
Oh, dude.
And I didn't even see the tweet.
If you watch the YouTube video, the first like 18 minutes are about the dick lick.
18 minutes.
Yeah, I went in pretty hard. So
Yeah, I went in Snapchat and decided to find some filters and pick on them.
what the fuck just happened to my?
What?
I can't get into my KuCoin. What the hell just happened?
Well, kids, I think it's time to call it a night. We've been here 3 hours. At the beginning of this show, I didn't think we were going to go. We weren't even going to go 45 minutes.
I was
Yeah.
going to go to
Hey,
bed.
What?
Look at that. Do you see that?
No. Oh, it says zeros.
Yeah, it's not zeros. Trust me. There's zeros in there, but it ain't zeros. They're not zeros. They're asterisks. Like
Asterisks.
What the hell just happened?
Hold on. Let me go into my KuCoin here. Oops. No, that's a bit more.
I can still, but I mean, my money is still in there. But
Nope, I don't have
So I'm
asterisks.
going to get off of here because my dog is needing to go outside.
Yeah, and I do too.
Well, then you go outside and take a pee-pee.
that works.
guys-
Hey, thanks for having me, and thank you guys for being here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go sleep my 4-hour allotment for the night.
have a good night, guys.
I got to go pee.
All right. Take care, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Later.